something that you confident, and this is the identity and character identity. It's not only costume. And also, other food doesn't mean we only can eat Balinese food. No, I love Thai food, I love Japanese food, I love other food. The culture is a living for centuries until now.
Welcome to Thailand Today special. With our busy days, we come to relax here at a very classic restaurant called Anak restaurant right here in Bali. So here they serve a kind of very traditional food. Like I'm going to tell you, this is called by nasi kabur ayam. So nasi in the language of Balinese or Indonesian is a rice with chicken. So you can see here a very authentic that you can see there's a ground nuts to go with it, and there's some sticky this is chicken satay, and come along with a little batch of egg here. Interesting. So let me try it and see this traditional called place. Oh, by the way, I should tell you that the owner of this place is a grandfather of a Thai guide who married to a Lebanese Balinese people. So very interesting to know that you can see many parts have been mixture of the Balinese and Thai together. Anyway, so let me try the food for you. Very tasty. It's mixed up the flavor, get a flavor of a little bit spicy, go together with chicken. Yummy. Thailand Today special. Well, we are in Bali with a very busy day. But after that, we wanted to relax to one very classical place called Anak Cafe, which I'm sitting here. And along with me is Mr. Agung, right, who owns this place. So why I would like to be here because of the traditional food right here. So I want Mr. Agung, right, to tell me. So this is supposed to be satay. This is satay, and very, very, very interesting to have a ground nuts here with the egg and all here. This is supposed to be called nasi kabur ayam.
Nasi campur.
Nasi campur.
Nasi campur
ayam. Yes. So it is chicken rice. Well, let me try it with you and see how it is like.
Right.
So this is a traditional that everybody comes here to have to order this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anak means tasty.
Anak. With urap, this is urap. It's a fresh vegetation. They combine with coconut.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So on the recipe is by you. Who made it?
Oh yes, it's actually home food. This is all what we eat at home. The home cooked, home food, and organically.
Allow me to tell you, not only the Anak Cafe that Mr. Agung owns, he also owns a very interesting place. It is a museum, and it's also the hotel. to accommodation. They said very beautifully. Anyway, after this, let's go together and see how the museum has been done and going on with that. Oh, tell me about music. You've been to, is there this is how do you keep up with the culture and all that when they are 21st century?
Well, if you want to see the evolution, the chronologically evolution of Balinese culture, especially Ubud, before Western people moved and lived here since 100 years ago, and after, it was, you can see clearly the impact of tourism before and after. You could see from what produced by the people, either painting, carving, music, dance. Exactly, clearly you can see. That's the reason why we have this place, a museum. It's a village, but it's very, during the Dutch time, it's a kind of a pilot project. Ubud, they designed it by the Dutch to be economic, creative, based on art in the village.
I see.
Economic creativities based on economic creativities in the village through art.
You know, I don't know, I might be wrong, but why people have to come to Bali more than any? Is it a tourist destination more than any other part of the country?
Look, it's not matter of the sea. It's not only about the landscape, the uniqueness of the culture and people here.
Smile.
You know, the uniqueness of the cultures here, especially the ritual, the lifestyle and tradition, the arts and performing art, as well as the visual art, painting. It's very, very unique. As I said earlier, those design or village life was promoted by the Western and Balinese.
Yes.
It's about 1 century ago.
Okay.
The question is, why many Europeans moved to Bali after World War I? Why? That's the question is. Many among them are photographers, writers, painters, even filmmakers. They settle here in Ubud. Can you imagine that time there was no electricity, not yet no transportation, and those people as a PR who promoted the living culture of Bali, the uniqueness of the culture here in Bali, either the music, the dances, the painters, whatever produced by Balinese is very unique.
I agree, because the way people still wearing the national costume, the way you're wearing it, you think you're always wearing like this every day? Look at this, you see, very classic.
It's
so classic.
It's something that you feel confident, and this is the identity and character identity. It's not only costume, it's symbolic. It's focus, connected to Father Eder. Look at this.
Yes.
To touch grounding. See?
Oh, maybe you can go. Go in front.
It always touch the ground.
Oh.
That means the local people of Bali, the Balinese people, the animistic people believe that prehistory, not yet religion. The closer God for Balinese is our parent.
Okay.
Our father, symbol of father, and mother. Mother Earth, Father Eder. Or masculine, feminine. That's why every home here in Bali has temple to honor our ancestors.
Oh, very interesting to know that. Well, that's why. And now I know what was the reason why people come here and don't want to go back. And even now it's so breezy, the climate and everything. So So tell me, we're sitting in a very classical restaurant here. Is there any chance that you will open up to Thailand to open a restaurant like this, a Balinese?
Well, in Thailand, they should keep the atmosphere of Thailand. I don't want to bring a Bali atmosphere to Thailand. And this is the Ubud atmosphere. This is important to keep the atmosphere so you feel being in Ubud.
Yeah.
So this is Ubud atmosphere, or Bali. Even in the back, people ignore it. That can be anywhere. So here, green, peaceful, the air circulation, this is the aura of Bali.
Do you think that coming to the 21st century, the younger generation of Balinese still keeping up with the culture, tradition, or how do you keep them?
Because here, if you look at Bali, if you go to Ubud or Bali deeper, not only on surface, it's still there. Because I live in a small village where I live, I'm myself the 9th generation in the same home.
Okay. Wow.
So I have my son, the 10th, I have my grandson, the 11th generation in the same home.
Wow.
So I create this place because this is part of my dream when I was 20 years old.
I see. So the dream had come true now.
The dream is coming.
Yes. So let's talk about the museum. So Mr. Agung, right, has created actually a kind of a museum of arts. Why this so? Because you have a lots of artifacts. Can you tell us about that?
Yes,
please?
because people here in Ubud especially, there are no prima donna. Either farmer can be painter, he can be sculpture, he can be also architecture. It's part of life, it's part of tradition. And what we produce it, in the past consider it as an offering. Then under the Dutch, because the Dutch people promoted Balinese art through Europe and United States.
Okay.
It was also promoted at the World Paris Expo in 1931.
Yes.
So become more individual. You know, individual, and then the artists could earn more money to raise money to help their families.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's become very popular.
Okay.
And actually the Balinese art, we have it here in the museum. I don't find it here. I found it in Europe or United States, as
Is it
far as
so?
New York.
You bring back?
I bring it back. I have to repurchase it. I have to buy back.
You bought back the things.
Yeah, I found it in New York, Washington DC, California, San Francisco, Austria, France, German, Holland. I have to go to Europe, all over Australia. This art is linked to the culture here and to the life here. And this is we call it Balinese art transition. Yeah, the impact of the Western people, such like Spies, the German artist who was born in Moscow, and other Dutch artists who live here, who in love with the culture here. So I have to buy back from the art lover in Europe or United States. So this is very good to showing our people, to showing them their culture.
Yes. Yeah. And also you talk about education. That means you grow rice and all that for the people to.
Of course.
That means you wanted to keep up.
No,
what you're doing.
because children or people have to know about the history of the rice we eat, not only knowing the rice, that how the farmer growing rice. They work very hard. And this is also what I call education. You don't learn this in school, but you can learn by experiencing and paying attention and to appreciate what produced by the farmer. Very much depending on water or weather. Sometimes they're lucky, sometimes they're not lucky at all. Same, like it's always happened, the struggle. So we wouldn't wasting the food when we appreciate it.
Yes.
Not only the rice, but the process before they cook it.
That come to a very delicate food that we having right in front of us here, and everything into it. So this is the kind of all traditional food and drink. So
at home we drink, we eat.
You home. This is if you are here, you can to feel that you are eating at home, and because of the food that Mr. Agung Wright is doing, it's real authentic and very tasty.
And also, you know, other food doesn't mean we only can eat Balinese food. No, I love Thai food, I love Japanese food, I love other food.
Okay.
So I don't mind. Yeah, it depends on where I'm is. At home I eat this. When I overseas I eat any kind of food.
Tell me a little bit on Thai food then.
I love it.
What kind of? A few?
A few, I think I like the tom yum or mokla. I like the sayur. It's very similar to Indonesian food.
Really?
Yeah. And I love spicy food too.
Okay.
You know the reason why I have my Thai restaurant here because it's.
Do you have Thai restaurant? Yeah.
Oh yes, down below Armat Thai.
Oh, I see.
Because I love it. Because when I was in Tokyo, in United States, I'm online just to get them Thai food. You know, it's so popular all over the world.
By the way, I should mention to you that Mr. Agung, right, has a son-in-law as a Thai. So, it's a mixture of two culture now. So the children must be learning a lot from
I
two
think
cultures.
it's important. I think not only I always convince the children or my children to experiencing other culture.
Yes.
Traveling is an education. They have to experiencing other culture. They have to explore it. Otherwise, if they only know their culture, you know, it's not good. They have to learn and experiencing other culture, like Thai food to stimulate it.
Yeah.
In Japanese food, we have so rich in Asia. I think Asia or Southeast Asia, we all connected.
Yeah. So tell me, when you are in Bali, where are the places that people should not miss to go?
Oh, I know. Not many Balinese know about Bali.
Really?
Not many Ubudis people know Ubud.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's where for myself, I always found something new.
Okay.
It's a small island, but it's very complex.
Yeah.
Very, very complex, you know, I tell you. And not only about the beach, it's not only about the restaurant, but if you explore it, experience it, it's so interesting. Not only about the landscape, but it's the culture. It's a living for centuries until now. How much they respect.
But if a person, if a tourist coming here, how long? I mean, what is the best period of time that they?
You know, some tourists I know them when I was about 20, 40 years. They're still here.
Oh.
Many.
No use of asking how many days you're staying here.
No.
People stay for lifetime here.
Always, once they're here, they always keep coming back. The magnetic, the magic.
Yes. Drawing.
Yeah, because you know, people who are sensitive, they can feel the aura. The aura of peace. We are in Southeast Asia. Yeah, it really has very strong vibration. Not only about the surface, but if you explore it, it's a healing. It's therapeutic.
Exactly.
It's inspiration. The synergies of art given by nature, the light. If you pay attention, the beauty is there. But sometimes we don't pay enough attention. If you walk just like this, and the most important is how to be here, and need certain state of mind. Then you open your eye, wherever you look, it's always something and something and something, and the beauty is there. It's inspiration. It's art.
Very interesting. Obviously, I want you to tell to the people that come to Bali, what do you see and how do you?
Well, if you come to Bali, you have to go with someone who loves their culture. You know, who love their culture important. Not only because they are a tour guide, they know only the normal here. But if you go somewhere, explore it with someone who loves their culture and who mastering the tradition, could explaining to you, and that is important. But it's positive because it's still here. The old and new is still hand in hand.
You own the restaurant, you own the accommodation, and we talk about the ASEAN. End of this year, our countries, 10 countries, going to join this ASEAN community. Are you ready to welcome the people?
Well, you know, we always Well, this is very international society, you know, like myself, I travel all over the world, you know, but I'm still a villager.
I know they look at me.
So next week I'm going to New York again. I have to go to Washington, yeah, to Europe. As I said, you have to see experiencing. Of course, I think this is it's not yet too late. We are Asian. We are actually a similar culture, very similar. You know, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia it's so connected. It's so similar. You know, but with joining together, this is another I think future. They have to be, you know, cooperative. Yeah. And then important, I think, working together. It's not only about making money. It's not only about economic, but also to preserve and to maintain. You know what I mean? That you have to know why people come to Thailand and why people come to Bali. Why they people repeating come to Bali 10 times, 20 times and life. And what happened in Europe? What happened in United States? What they missed it. You know, spiritual. You know, spiritual is so important.
You are not the businessman talking to us here. You have a very, you know, when you talk to Mr. Agung right here, you feel that the beaming in the eyes, you know, the prison, you get the ray of the love to his country and his hometown here. So, well, this is all. But let's see. Let's go and see how is his dream that's more than coming true for this.
Well, the dream comes true, but I dream to have this place. Okay. It's a business, preserving the culture and developing and promoting.
You're right.
You know, it's important. Promotion is important. But you know, I don't want to disappoint the people. I know many people disappointed when they reach here.
Yeah.
But
they forgot.
Exactly. But this is like the gate, and the gate to see the old Ubud, to see the real Ubud, away from traffic, away from Starbucks, away from and accessible to temple and feel it like the authentic. And this is the new. We cannot avoid it.
Okay.
The power of money. People ignore it in Burma. They only think about making money. They never think about to keep the atmosphere.
They're wrong.
To keep. So when we are here in Ubud, this is really Ubud. This is what we want. This is what we would love to experiencing, and that is very important.
So what is the present day tourism here? How is the number of tourists?
I think Ubud is it's always you know, as I said, it's always people keep coming. As I said, almost no season. Yeah, but it's yes, like their second home. Yeah. You will see them there now. Even many Thailand come to Ubud, Singaporean people from Jakarta, from Europe. It is really like a global society. And what is interesting thing, they feel they are part of the culture. They don't feel they are being a stranger here. They feel they are part of the culture.
Very interesting. So, well, we are going to move on to that place, and I would like to end up with thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us. Yeah. See you then. This is the whole thing is from Thailand Today's special with Mr. Agung Wright, the owner of the Anak Cafe and the restaurant and the hotel. We are very rich in culture. We consist of more than 500 tribes, more than 700 languages. If you are interested in culture, I think in Bali you can see many things in terms of culture. We also have what we call it Desa Wisata, village tourism.